This is Real Retirees Uncut. Give me your name, age, and where you're from.
My name is Rick Gibbs from Miami, Florida, age 63.
Okay, Rick. When did you retire and from what career field?
United States Army, 2016, April 1st.
Okay. And what drove your decision to retire? Was there something that happened where you said enough is enough and it's time for me to go? Anything in particular?
No, it's just my time, it's time for me to move on, explore new things.
Okay. So you did a full career, 20 plus years?
Yes.
All right. What was your biggest fear before you retired, or did you have any fears about retiring?
No, I ain't had no fears about retiring. I was looking forward to it,
Yeah.
just to move on with my life and, for new challenges.
Okay. Anything that you're glad you no longer have to deal with again? Like you wake up in the morning and look back on the job and be like, man, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that anymore.
Well, not really, because I really missed, the friendships and all the friends I met there, the brotherhood,
Okay.
and I really missed that.
Right. Let's shift gears. As you were approaching retirement or even throughout your career, what was your approach to saving? How did you save and invest to make sure that you would have enough when you did retire?
Well, really, I didn't really thought I would retire. I figured I would just keep on working. But, I did save, I just put away at least like 10% of each paycheck, you know, into savings or saving bonds and things like that.
Now, during your military career or before you were getting ready to retire, did they have the TSP in place when you?
Yes, they
Okay,
did.
and you chose not to.
No, I
Okay,
didn't.
yeah, everybody do it different, but I'm sure you're still pretty comfortable however you did it. And did you use a financial or a tax advisor, or you did it all
No, I
yourself?
did it all on myself. I went into real estate.
Okay, all right, we'll get into that in just a second. Now that you're retired, what are your primary sources of income? What do you use to sustain yourself from month to month and year to year?
Um, I do like odd jobs as far as maintenance, fix this and that.
Hmm.
And also, plus, I get my retirement check, my disability, and my Social Security. So I'm
Okay,
pretty,
so you
pretty
got
well set.
a few streams of income coming in.
Hmm.
Now, you mentioned that you were saving, whether you did it in savings account, TSP, or whatever. You mentioned you were saving. I'm sure you did it for a while. When you retired, did you have a problem going from saving mindset to a spending mindset? Was it hard to spend some of that money that you saved?
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
I hear a lot of people say it's hard to spend once they get into retirement.
Nah.
Okay, no problem with that. You mentioned Social Security. At what age did you take it, and why did you take it at that particular age?
It was just offered to me when I went down to Social Security, and because I wasn't not exactly at 100%,
Hmm.
so the lady gave me an option. You can take your Social Security now because I was at 90, and she
Okay.
said, with the disability, we'll put you at 100.
But as
And
far as the age, you were already
yeah,
62, right?
yeah, I was
Okay.
already.
Did you give any consideration to waiting to like 67 or 70, like some people
No,
say?
no,
Okay,
no,
no consideration at all.
none at all.
All right, you just want to go ahead and get it. What are you currently doing for health care, life insurance, or long-term care insurance, if any?
Um, right now, I just deal with the VA that which take real good care of me as far as
Hmm.
medications and all my daily needs.
Okay. And what about for life insurance?
I got I got Lincoln Heritage,
Hmm.
and I also got Gerber
Okay.
as far as life insurance.
But no consideration yet for long-term care insurance?
No, no.
Okay. All right. Let me get your thoughts on paying off a mortgage. I hear a lot of people say that, if you got a low interest rate, you shouldn't pay it off, or, it's more advantageous to invest your money in something else if your interest rate is low versus taking a lump sum, just paying it off. So what's your thoughts on paying off a mortgage?
Well, you can look at it two ways. If you pay it off, then that's one less bill you really have to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
you know. But then, like I say, some people have, like a low interest rate, which is good. If you got anything in the threes or the fours,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't consider about paying it off.
Yeah, and just invest
Yeah,
instead.
just invest.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that. So it's an ongoing discussion or debate, but I just kind of want to get your thoughts on it. Have you done any estate planning? Have you done a will, a trust, a power
Oh
of
yeah,
attorney?
yes,
All that's in place?
yes.
All right. Tell me, what is a typical day like for you now that you're retired? You got all this time on your hands from the time you wake up in the morning to the time you go to bed on an average day. What do you do?
Well, on an average day, I wake up about 6:30. I feed my dog,
Mm-hmm.
make sure she's straight. Then I exercise doing my Tai Chi, just to get my body and everything still moving.
Mm-hmm.
Then I plan my day out. Either I go to my doctor's appointments or me and the wife will go have lunch,
Okay.
spend quality time with her. Man, if not, other than that, I'm fishing
Uh-huh.
or, or reading.
Okay. So really no set schedule, just kind of
No,
whatever comes to
whatever.
mind or whatever you want to do, right?
Yeah, for that day.
Yeah. What do you enjoy most about retirement?
Fishing.
Fishing.
Yeah,
Yeah. How often do you go fishing?
at least 3 times a month.
3 times a month? Okay. All right. Um, do you do it on a boat or you just fish off a
Yeah, me
pier
and
or
my
something?
me and my friend. I have a friend. He got about over 100 some acres, and we go fish on his pond.
Right. Okay.
Some days we just catch and release, and some days, if they're big enough, I keep.
Yeah. Have you had any major lifestyle changes since you retired? Have you moved? Have you downsized? Started to travel more? Anything like that?
Oh yeah, we go on vacation every year.
Mm-hmm.
Different places. Go see family members. Yeah.
Okay. But you haven't downsized or anything or moved out of state?
No, no.
Okay. You mentioned that you like fishing. Have you developed any other hobbies, interests, or skills since you retired, other than fishing?
No,
No,
no.
that's about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And you also mentioned that you like to travel and you go somewhere once a year. So since you've retired, what has been the best trip that you've taken or the best activity that you've done since you retired?
Well, me and my buddies, we try to get to Punta Cana
Uh-huh.
at least every within the 5 year span.
Yeah.
We just have a boys trip
Okay.
and go down there to the Dominican Republic and have a good time.
So that's been the best one since you retired?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I heard that's a real nice place down in Punta Cana. Um, you mentioned Tai Chi and reading. How else do you maintain your physical and your mental health now that you're retired?
I ain't got no worries. I don't let nothing really too much bother me.
Low stress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real low stress
Right.
at all times.
Yeah. What about physical? Did you say you run or walk?
No, no, I just do my Tai Chi.
Tai Chi, and that's okay. All right. Looking back, since you've retired, what has been your biggest challenge, your biggest surprise, or your biggest expense? Has there been something that happened that you didn't expect to happen, or something that didn't happen that you did expect to happen?
Well, the best thing that did happen to me, I quit drinking.
Uh-huh.
I quit the drinking and my body just changed totally.
Okay.
My health wise changed.
Yeah.
I feel better in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And now my focus.
Okay.
Before my mind was cloudy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have no energy, no
Right.
nothing. And
Have you had any big expenses, anything that came up, emergencies or anything since you retired that you weren't expecting?
no,
No?
no, none at all.
Okay.
Nothing that I couldn't handle.
Yeah.
Something break in the house like the hot water heater.
Right.
Probably set me back $1,000. But other than that, no big major expense.
All about being prepared, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking back again over your career, do you wish that you would have retired sooner or later? Or do you feel like you retired at about the right time?
I retired at the right time.
You did?
Yeah.
And what again did you say was that trigger that let you know that it was time to go? Or you just said it was time?
It was, well, they really gave me an option, and it became real political.
Mhm.
So, then I realized it was time to go.
Okay. Yeah. Do you wish that you would have done anything differently to better prepare yourself for retirement? A lot of people look back and say, well, I wish I would have saved more. But for you, do you look back over your career and say, I wish I would have done something different to set myself
Well,
up
as far as
better?
my career, I wish I'd have went warrant officer,
Mm-hmm.
And finish out like that instead of, doing the enlisted rank.
Okay. Okay.
But I had like the both sides because I went into the AGR program.
Right.
And it was the best of both worlds as far as the military is concerned.
Yeah. Okay. How would you define retirement success? If you had to put it in a few words or a sentence or two, what is your definition of a successful retirement?
Retiring while you got good health.
Health is wealth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you lose your health, what's good is retirement. You can't enjoy it.
Yeah. I hear that a lot. And then finally, if you had to give advice to somebody, whether it's military or civilian, somebody that's about 5 to 10 years from retiring, what would that advice be? And it could be something that we haven't covered.
Far as like keeping all your medical records.
Anything.
Yeah, keeping all your medical
Hmm.
records when you retire because things been known to get lost
Yeah.
in the system.
Hmm.
As long as you got a love folder, you know, and be prepared, because when it's come time for you to get all your benefits
Hmm.
and share the wealth and the information with other vets if you can,
Hmm.
because you might know something they might not know.
Yeah. And from a purely civilian perspective, I think you say you worked a couple other jobs after you
Yeah.
retired. Um, Somebody who may be in the civilian sector, what advice could you give them to prepare themselves for retirement if they're not military affiliated?
Just save your money.
Yeah.
Just save your money
Okay.
because rainy day gonna come.
Yeah. Okay, Rick. Well, I do appreciate all the great information and advice that you share with the audience, and I wish you many more years of success in your retirement. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.